Daphne Bennear with the St. Mary's County Department of Aging and Human Services. Welcome to week 2 of our Family Caregivers Virtual Symposium. We're so excited to be able to offer these resources and this information to you. I'm so glad you're here with us today. Today we're going to hear from Donna Taggart, who's a dietitian, and she's going to talk to us about nutrition and this pandemic time and keeping up your immune system while using nutrition. So you might want to get a pen and paper to take some notes. I think you're going to get some really good information. Donna graduated from the University of Delaware from their coordinated program in dietetics, and she worked as a clinical dietitian and certified diabetes educator at St. Mary's MedStar Hospital for 17 years. Now she's retired and she works with our department, the Department of Aging and Human Services, as a dietitian. And so if you've participated in some things at the senior centers, you may have seen her name or heard her speak. And so I know that you are going to enjoy what Donna has to say, and you're going to get a lot of good information. So let's enjoy Donna Taggart.
Hi everybody, I'm Donna Taggart. I'm a dietitian licensed in the state of Maryland, and I work for the Department of Aging and Human Services. And I was asked to do this presentation on nutrition, healthy eating for keeping your immune system up for the caregivers conference that unfortunately this year is going virtual. Maybe some of you saw me last year. I handed out samples. That's not going to happen this time, so hopefully next year it'll be back to the way we like it. So before I started talking about nutrition, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about a few other things that can help with your immune system. I'm not expertise in them, so I'm just going to quickly show you a little picture and encourage you to get help in these areas if you do need them. One, to help your immune system is good sleep. All right? I know you're all caregivers. That may not be a thing that's in your vocabulary, a good night's sleep. I know when I had my first child, people encouraged me to get a nice nap while the child was napping. Didn't happen. I regretted it. By the second child, I learned that's what you did. So for you all, if you get a chance where you can take a little nap when your loved one or whoever you're caring for is perhaps napping, it's a great idea. But try, if you have trouble sleeping at night, talk to your doctor. And there's things that you can maybe change up to make yourself have a good night's sleep. Second one is, get this up here, exercise. Ooh, that dreaded word. Again, especially as a caregiver, you might not have the time you feel to do that, to take time for yourself. And I'm telling you all this because as a caregiver, you need to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, it's going to be hard to take care of the person you're loving and trying to take care of. So exercise. How do you get it? 5-10 minutes here or there, even if it's some person offers a few minutes time for you to do something, take a walk outside, do something to get some exercise, because that's very important for your immune system's strength and health. Next one, the dreaded stress word. Again, we're all under a lot of stress during these times, and it's not easy, but if you can, again, get help. If you have undue stress, see if you can get somebody professional who can help you with that. Okay, the last, but for me, the most important, because it's what I have my expertise in, is good, healthy eating. Okay, so what I'm going to be telling you, you probably all know. We all know we need to eat healthy. Just doing it is another matter. We as Americans don't eat so healthy. When I worked at the hospital, the doctors would say about an unhealthy person, oh, they follow that American Western diet. Oh, I feel insulted. But truth it is, majority of Americans do not eat a healthy diet. It's full of fats, not the good fats, a lot of added sugars, processed foods, and that's what is now known as the Western diet. So the best thing we can do to help ourselves and our immune system is to follow a more plant-based diet. Mediterranean diet, I'm sure you've heard of, the DASH diet, which is dietary approach to stopping hypertension, the flexitarian diet, and it doesn't mean you have to become a vegetarian. You don't have to be totally against meats. It's just that you have to start with your base being fruits and vegetables. I think that one of the studies for Americans was that we eat about 5 to 10% of the recommended amount of fruits and vegetables. Now, if you're all out in the audience, I'd say anyone want to recommend how many fruits and vegetables you think you should get, and hopefully you'd raise your hand and say 5 to 10. And you're like, oh gosh, 5 to 10. Even myself as a dietitian, sometimes I have it all in good intention that I'm going to eat these vegetables, I'm going to eat these fruits, and then, I don't know, somehow the day gets by me. So later on, I'm going to show some ideas and tips how we can do that. But just know that your base should be fruits and vegetables, and then you build from there. Next is whole grains. Most people eat a lot of refined grains, so trying to switch to brown rice instead of white rice, whole grain pasta instead of a regular pasta, whole grain cereals, whole grain breads. One thing as a dietitian that sometimes I cringe is when people tell me, oh, I don't eat any bread anymore. Well, okay, if you're eating the crappy, refined bread, great, but bread is good. The ones full of whole grains are really good and have been shown to be linked with a decrease in heart disease and other chronic diseases. And that's what eating plant-based means. It helps decrease risk for type 2 diabetes, for all kinds of chronic disease, heart disease, inflammation-related things like bowel diseases like IBS and Crohn's, all related to not eating enough fruits and vegetables and plant-based things. So it's not easy, but we have to keep ourselves healthy. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about was how can we do that when we're living a crazy stress life, and especially you as caregivers, spending a lot of time taking care of that other person, and you need something quick, And so sometimes something quick isn't always the best thing for us, but if you plan ahead for quick, it might be easier. So you get yourself a bunch of little snack-sized bags, the little cups that hold things. Oops, trying to get someplace. Little cups, and you prepare ahead of time when you do get a chance. Now, there are ways you can buy already prepackaged healthy foods, and if you want to do that, a little bit more expensive. But package up 3 or 4 days worth or a week of, and put them in a little thing in the refrigerator. Baby carrots, cut up vegetables. My grandkids love these Jif to-go's. Easy, dip them up and use them. Now, if you're like, oh, there's so much money, buy your own jar of peanut butter and again, put up your little things. And the point is, get them ready so when you're like, oh, I'm hungry, or I gotta eat something, but I've gotta run to the doctor with so-and-so, reach in and grab something healthy and not grabbing something that's not so healthy. Fruit, try to work in a piece of fruit at every meal is what I say. Fresh fruits, try to eat local, eat seasonal. So right now, apples are great. They're coming in from all the apple orchards and they're wonderful. Applesauce. This is not added sugar applesauce. Oranges are coming back into season now. Bananas are usually always available. Just have those washed in a bowl. If there are ones that need to be refrigerated, keep them inside. So when you open that refrigerator, there's that big bowl of apples. You're like, oh, I'll take that apple and not reach for a cookie or something like that. Another thing you can do is take a carton of eggs, boil up 8 dozen eggs, and keep them in your refrigerator. And when you need them, just grab a hard-boiled egg, and that's a good way to eat some protein. I brought a little bag of these little skinny pops, so a lot of healthy bag things are out there. You gotta look for them. Read labels, that's really important. A lot of things like granola bars, they have a lot of sugar in them that you don't realize. I brought this yogurt. I eat a lot of yogurt. This is one I used for another talk. This actually has 9 grams of added sugar in it. And you're like, well, what does that mean? 4 grams is 1 teaspoon. So this is a little over 2 teaspoons of added sugar in this little itty bitty cup of yogurt. So, and the American Heart Association recommends 5 to 6 teaspoons of sugar, added sugar, not the ones that fall in naturally into the natural fruit has natural sugar. This has natural sugar too in the milk, but it's also added sugar. So the added sugar is what you're watching out for. So if you're trying to watch that, you could get ones that are lower in sugar, read the labels, just look for where it says, and thank goodness the new nutrition label says added sugar to it. You can get plain. I get plain old yogurt. Zap in the microwave some berries, which are high in antioxidants. Put them in, mix them up in your plain yogurt, and maybe sprinkle a little bit of homemade granola or bought granola on it, and you've got a really easy, quick, healthy snack or even a meal for some people. When I mentioned putting yogurt with the granola, the reason I say that is what's in here is bacteria. These are probiotics, yogurt, kefir, those things that have a lot of bacteria. Those bacteria need food to eat. That's why fiber in our diet is important, because the fiber feeds those bacteria. So when you add a little bit of granola, you're giving a little extra boost to those bacteria that are in this. So when they get down in your GI tract, they're not looking for food to eat. They already got their little snack with them when you've kind of fed the bacteria. So always trying to combine a little bit of fiber. Some more expensive brands of yogurt will actually have a fiber. I believe this one has it in it. It's called inulin. It's not insulin. A lot of people get that mixed up. Inulin, it's a non-digested fiber, and they actually put it in here. So they're actually putting some fiber in with their yogurt. So if you're always wondering why is some yogurt really expensive, often it's because they've added some other things to it, or they have more strains in. Mentioning yogurt too, that's a big one for our health, is the fermented foods. If you've heard that topic lately, it's the big buzzword. Fermented foods, it's things that have been obviously added with a starter of some sort. So sourdough bread is a fermented food, pickles, fermented foods, yogurt, kefir, kombucha, which is a fermented tea, all full of wonderful bacteria. Now, not all of them get the term probiotics. Yogurt is a probiotic because they have shown that the type of bacteria that's in the yogurt has been shown to help with health in our bodies. That's not saying that all those other fermented foods that have all these other bacteria are not going to be helpful. Time will tell. It's just we need more research, but for now, to get the term probiotic, it's been shown that it has healthy benefits. So working in a fermented food every day is really important. Easy way is just a thing of yogurt, drinking kefir. Anybody heard of kefir out there? It's a fermented dairy. And the good thing about that is you're getting the benefits of what's in dairy. So you're getting protein, you're getting calcium, you're getting the vitamins A and D that are in the milk naturally, other vitamins that are in the milk in itself. Then you're getting all the great bacteria in the kefir. There's about 15 strains of bacteria in kefir. 3 strains, and you're lucky maybe 6 in yogurt. But by law, only has to have 3 strains. So kefir, if you want to try it, it's an acquired taste. It's very popular in the Mideast. They drink it all. It's been around thousands and thousands of years, and just kind of popular in the United States. I don't even know if it's popular, but it's coming to the United States. Pick it up in any grocery store. It's in the refrigerated section. I recommend getting the plain, because for some reason, we Americans, we love everything sweet. So they put so much sugar to sweeten up that kefir because it is a tart flavor, and that's part of the beauty of it. So don't get the ones that have blueberry flavor or something. Get it flavored yourself. Again, use those berries, zap them in the microwave, produce a little bit of juice, stir it in with the kefir, and you've got a flavored where you have not added any sugar, extra added sugar to it at all. So fermented foods, very good for what the term is the microbiome. It's all those little critters, bacteria and other things that live down in our GI tract. That is our first line of defense for health, for our immune system. So keeping our GI tract healthy is important. So keeping those bacteria there. If you're on antibiotics, you've destroyed a lot of the good as well as bad bacteria. And it's important to replenish that daily. That's why I really recommend people to have a serving of yogurt a day just to keep those bacteria healthy down there. And by keeping that, it keeps the rest of our body healthy and strong. And eating well, it's not a guarantee that you're not going to ever get sick, but it's going to definitely help your immune system. And there's other things that affect things, our genetics and things like that. But if we can do at least one thing by just eating healthy, it's really, really super important. So normally I would ask, another thing, nuts. Oh my gosh, handful of nuts every day. I have always loved nuts, and in the past people would be like, oh, nuts, so high in calories, because there's a lot of fat in them. And so I think people didn't eat nuts as much. But now it's like, eat a little handful of nuts a day. They've shown that nuts help with weight management. Go figure, high calorie, but it's helping with weight management. So this is a great go-to snack. A handful of nuts. So I put them all in these little containers so I don't overeat, because a quarter cup is really all you need. But if you want to make your own trail mix and add some dried cherries or raisins, or snip little prunes up and put in with these, don't add the M&Ms and stuff that are in a lot of those trail mixes that you buy. But you can throw in some seeds and stuff like that. The dried fruit is good. People are like, a lot of sugar in dried fruit. Again, it's a natural sugar. It's been dried. It's not like they've added sugar to the fruit. And cherries have been shown to decrease inflammation. The New York Rangers hockey team drink cherry juice after every game because of the benefits of decreasing inflammation. Prunes. This is a cool thing I found out probably about 2 years ago. It came across my desk that prunes have been shown to help decrease the problems with osteoporosis. Actually helps increase bone density. So they did a big study, controlled for all kinds of stuff, so they know, when I tell you about studies, they're ones that have been shown. It's not a fly-by-night study that hasn't been grounded in science. So they studied 100 grams of prunes, 12 prunes, and they found this amazing result. And then they're like, is anybody gonna eat 12 prunes a day? Don't know about that. So they redid the study and did it over several years with half the amount, 50 grams, which is about 5 or 6 prunes. Same results. So the good news, don't eat 12 prunes a day. 5 or 6 prunes a day helps not only with your GI tract and your ability to control how you go to the bathroom. It's great for that, but it's good for your bones. So I usually stock up on dried prunes, and every morning I put out 5 or 6, and through the day I just nibble on them. So again, snipping them up, putting them in a trail mix is something that you can do. So I've tried to think of all the quick and easy things to do, but how about meals? It comes meal time and you're in the middle of helping or doing something. So when you have a day, make several meals and freeze them. Make a big pot of soup, bean soup. Beans are amazingly good for you. So make a big pot of bean soup, freeze them up in containers. Make a whole turkey or whole chicken and slice it and eat it then, and then make it into different things. There's ways to do it. And if you get desperate, there are a lot of decent single-serve meals out there these days that really worked hard from my day when it was really not that great of a meal. Nowadays, you can get some really healthy ones. Look for fairly low sodium. They should be no higher than about 700, 800 milligrams of sodium in that meal. Look for ones that have a decent amount of protein, say 30 grams of protein, and about 500 calories. Don't get those ones that are like 200 calories thinking, I'm gonna save calories. No, you need a good 500 calories to make it a meal so you feel satisfied, so you can have the energy you need to help who you're taking care of. So again, there's some decent ones out there, and those are an option too. A little bit more expensive, but hey, better than running to the fast food and grabbing something from the fast food place. Okay, so if you want more information about eating right, you can go to the dietitian's website. It's www.eatright.org, and they have all kinds of tabs, so you can pull up, recipes and ideas to eat right. And if you're a senior, if you're, on the run, if whatever, there's lots of stuff. And then I thought, I usually feed off people asking me questions. So I thought what you could do is you can email me if you have questions, dtaggart26@hotmail.com. That's D as in Donna, T as in Tom, AGGERT 26@hotmail.com. And I will definitely get back to you and answer any questions you have. And I'm hoping next year we will be back together again. Okay. So thank you very much for hopefully listening to this, and I hope I did okay, because this is not easy, but see y'all later.
Thank you for attending this session of the Family Caregivers Virtual Symposium. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got lots of good information. Please comment and like and share with other people, with friends, with family, people that you think will benefit from this information. We want to get it out there and help other caregivers as well. I also want to remind you that the Department of Aging and Human Services has respite grant funding available. So if you're a caregiver and you need a break, a respite, we have funding that you may qualify for that can provide a professional caregiver in your home to allow you to have a break, to take a nap, take a walk, go to the grocery store, or whatever you need to do. So go ahead and get in contact with me, and we will try to get that information out to you. So remember to come back next week, because we're going to have another speaker. And if you have any questions or anything, please reach out to me at daphne.bennear@stmarysmd.com.